Wow, what an outstanding mammoth effigy this is. This is the eye of the mammoth right here, the big hair tuft above the head, and the back of the mammoth sloping off to the right, lower right. The engraving on this is unbelievable. This engraving is reminiscent of the engraving we find on the volcanic glass specimens. To engrave like this, you have to have a real hard gemmy type of stone to hold the engraving lines so that they're smooth and regular and patterned. Otherwise, they'd be jagged on an inferior quality stone. This stone here is from Madagascar. It's beautiful rose quartz. It's not only translucent, it's actually transparent. This is rose quartz crystal that's been carved over 11,000 years ago in Madagascar. Look at that eye of the mammoth facing off to the left now. Unbelievable. But when you see the engraving on this, there's no modern workmanship on this at all. This is all ancient workmanship. It's well patinated and weathered, and the engraving lines are not as crisp as they were over 11,000 years ago when applied to this surface, but they're still very, very prominent, very evident. You see all those lines there? Those are engraving lines like we find on volcanic glass specimens. In fact, while we're looking at this, we see this mammoth now facing left, just like this, with the hair tuft up above the head and the trunk coming down to the left. And this piece right here is from, this is from Indonesia, and it's the same, exact same outline. Here's the eye of the mammoth with the hair, the eyelashes, flaring out from this eye. This eye was flaked out of there. All this hair was beautifully engraved in Paleo times, and that's the hair around the eye of the mammoth. We have that mammoth facing left. I wanted to show you this example because it's practically identical. It's a paleo biface from Indonesia, Java, Indonesia, where these are dug up in alluvial plain, an alluvial field, an offering field. An effigy offering field, as these are all Paleo Story Stone, face and proboscidean or face and mammoth effigies. The sloping back would be a mammoth, more of a straight back would be a mastodon. I use the term mammoth usually because people can associate with that. Proboscidean would be a better catch-all term. This is the eye of that mammoth now, facing left. Look at all the hair engraving. Look at all the grooving here. All that grooving and etching, all of it, all that grooving there is done in Paleolithic times, over 11,000 years ago. And then we have a face with this, the eye, the nose here, and the mouth down here, down below here, right there, the face looking up from the back of the mammoth. But look at all that beautiful engraving. All that etching is paleo etching. We see it on obsidian. We see it on volcanic glass. We see it on citrine crystal, rose quartz crystal. We see it on all kinds of stone. We see it on meteorites. I have etching on every kind of stone practically, but it's the gemmy material that holds the etching lines the best. Here's the eye of the face, the nose, and the mouth down below, looking out from the back of the mammoth there. Outrageous. And then when we hold it this way, we have another wonderful mammoth. That's a baby mammoth now. These are made to stand up, as we've seen before. That's the baby trunk right over here, and the hair tuft above the head right there. That is beautiful, beautiful stone. You see an eye of the face here, a nose and a mouth, and that's looking up from the back of the mammoth. Just outstanding workmanship on this. Look at all the hair of the mammoth grooving like that. Unbelievable. Like I say, we see that on volcanic glass specimens routinely. But when we hold these side by side like that, these are practically identical right there. Except they're made out of different material. This from Madagascar, this from Java, Indonesia, made out of volcanic glass. Andara volcanic glass, which we've proven to be naturally made nature-made volcanic glass, as this one is here, back here. Now that one's from Mount Shasta. And the Mount Shasta specimens are likely Clovis, and I have a video that I call The Finest Mammoth Effigy Discovered. It's on my YouTube site and my website, antiquitiesoftheamericas.com. And it is a beautifully engraved periwinkle blue transparent volcanic glass specimen from Mount Shasta that is etched, grooved, and sculpted just like this stone here and just like this one from Indonesia. But it's from Mount Shasta, which we believe is Clovis, because many of them are in the form of Clovis bifaces from Mount Shasta. And then, of course, we have that as the baby mammoth. We turn it over here. Now we have that mammoth looking off to the right now. And you see its eye right here. What a powerful eye that is of a mammoth facing off to the right with the hair tuft engraved above the head there and sloping down the back. And that's a wonderful mammoth image right there. Powerful mammoth image right there, actually, looking off to the right. And that eye now becomes a human face. That eye becomes a human face now, facing off to the left. It's hard for me to get this in the right light to show that, but the eye would be here, the nose and the mouth of the young face looking off to the left. We have the head, the hair on top of the head, or the hat that's been broadly struck up there. And then we have the old face with the sweeping nose facing right. We hold it this way. Now we're back to that stand-up image of that baby mammoth with the trunk over here and the hair tuft above the head, sloping back, which is, we see over and over and over, very repetitious profile that the Paleo Indians produced by flaking and grooving and etching worldwide, all the way back to Homo habilis. Now, the etching goes back to Homo erectus, some 500,000 years plus. Wow, look at that eye of that powerful mammoth now facing off to the right. My goodness, this is a Paleo biface extraordinaire from Madagascar. It's the finest one that I have when it comes to sculpture, when it comes to flaking and etching. And of course, it's well patented. All those devices there where that's been grooved over 11,000 years ago, that all holds the patina there. That brown is patina in the devices where it was dug up in an alluvial plain or alluvial offering field where the Paleo Indians left it as an offering. Here's that eye of that mammoth facing right. Wow. And then when we hold it this way, again, this is the eye of the mammoth here and all the hair engraved there. Here's the eye here. Just an outstanding mammoth effigy. I'd say one of the finest ever discovered worldwide. And this is beautiful, translucent, transparent rose quartz crystal from Madagascar. Just outrageous material and just outrageous workmanship, paleo workmanship. Unbelievable. And then we have faces, of course, here. We have this eye, nose, and mouth looking off to the right and the big face looking off to the left, the old face with the big nose. But I just wanted to brand that brown is all patina, a lot of patina on this, especially in the devices from the patterned etching that was done on this piece, all over this piece. Of course, it was on this piece too, but that's made of volcanic glass from Indonesia, and this is from Madagascar. Wow, just a tremendously beautiful, well-carved, well-flaked, well-etched, well-grooved Paleo Story Stone face and mammoth effigy made out of gem-quality rose quartz crystal from Madagascar.